And hello and welcome to How You Living. I'm Dr. Kiva, your chiropractor yoga teacher.
Hey guys, I am Robin B., owner of You Endure Organic Teas.
Hey.
How you
and
doing?
and our show is all about living your best life with the 7 dimensions.
And you know what? I found out there were 9.
Oh,
It
so
seems
well
to
now you
keep
got to tell
growing,
us.
and I can't tell you this week, but next week I promise I'll tell you what
So
the other ones are.
what are our 7 dimensions
Okay.
of hell?
To the best of my memory, spiritual, physical, intellectual, environmental, social, career, or what's it called?
Yeah, I think
Occupational.
occupational. And what is
I
the
can
last
never remember
one?
that. I can never remember. We should know it, but we'll know it next week, okay?
We'll
With
know it
3
after the
extras.
break.
Yeah, even after the break, we'll know it.
So this is part 2 of our show on astrology.
And the reason we're doing astrology because it's important to know yourself. Knowing yourself is part of that wellness journey.
Exactly, exactly.
And so last week we were so lucky to have an extraordinary astrologer. She's a kinesiologist too, but her astrology game is strong. So we asked her to come back and give Dr. Kiva a little reading and see why we get along so well. So let's welcome back Mayline Robertson. How are you, Mayline? And
Hi
thanks for
guys,
being
so
here.
glad to be back
Hey,
We
and so
appreciate
excited.
you doing this.
you know, the last time you were with us, you said that you went to school for astrology for, you said 2 years? How
Yeah,
long?
and it go on for a very long time. There's no end to studying astrology, basically.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know it was that long.
I didn't either. I had no idea.
mm-hmm,
So do
yeah,
they give a degree in astrology
yes,
or
like
a
a certificate.
certificate?
And there's actually many schools.
Okay.
There right now, there's a lot of information on the internet, and if you apply yourself, you can learn just with a lot of books and your application of it.
We talked about this before, and you said pretty much everyone's psychic. It's just a matter of knowing how to pull that out.
I believe everyone is intuitive, psychic. Sometimes they just don't know they are, or
Okay.
a lot of subconscious blocks blocking them from having that clear sight, that clear seeingness. But I believe everyone is, and especially as we
Yeah.
enter the age of Aquarius, everyone is, which is more air. Aquarius is air, which is radio, broadcast, podcast. This is we're in this, you know. This is the time period for it. Everyone is waking up to their Aquarian side, which Aquarius means unusual, different. We all want to take a different path, right? But that's unusual, not the same kind of Saturn traditional. So we are in this age of Aquarius for sure.
That's so interesting because aren't they calling this when people the great?
The Great Awakening?
No, no,
The
no.
Great.
Everybody's leaving their
Yeah, I was going
jobs.
to say the Great, not retiring, the Great Resignation.
Resignation.
Yeah.
It's like everyone is leaving their
Everyone,
job doing a shift, and that's
yes.
interesting.
In astrology history, the last 2,000 years have been Pisces, which
Okay.
the lower octave of Pisces would be getting lost in an illusion or a delusion, whether it's old constructs of religion, war, um,
Government, yeah.
all of those things. And we're going into the age of Aquarius, which is more brotherly love. It's more free flowing.
Well,
It's
we
not
can't.
a hard construct.
How long are we going to be in Aquarius?
Another 2,000 years.
Really?
So
Yay.
it'll be while we're
Yeah,
alive.
As long as. Right,
different.
let's hope this earth survives the next 2,000 years. I don't know. That's hard to say. But I did read something today that said 75% of the people who've left the workplace are not going back. That
No.
they're not going back into the environment of an office. They're
Right.
going to
That would
work from home.
be the illusion of the perfect American dream. The perfect job, which would be an office job, is not matching
Right.
the heart of that person. We all want that perfect, marriage, 2 kids, picket fence, but it's not, like that's an old illusion that we thought was to make us happy, and it doesn't for everyone.
Absolutely. 20 years ago, I was convinced I was going to retire from my job back then with a pension. And boy, I can't even imagine that being the case now. So that's interesting how
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
adjust, depending on the stars.
Yeah, and that was also like when I was saying about doing the minimalist or living a very minimal life.
Right, that's
It was,
new. That's some new
and it was
energy,
also
right?
with the idea of how we put our personality or who we are into things.
Right.
And it was always like, well, I need this car and this house, and look what my neighbor is doing. And now
Right.
it's a total shift in thought with all of that.
I love that. That's really good. I mean, we
Aquarius,
need to pay attention to that.
yeah, this is doing the different and the unusual path. That's not the same. So that's everyone's doing that right now.
Awesome.
The more different I could do it, the more crazy and risque like that. That's the path that they're choosing, you know.
That really explains the mass change right now.
Now, this is going to be an odd question. So I knew you were coming, and I was looking online, and someone asked a question. I was like, I don't know if this is the case or not. Is there one sign or one astrology sign that's more popular than any? Are there more like
Libra.
Aquarius? Are there more Libras? Or is it just, someone asked the question. I was like,
That's an interesting question.
But it would go if what's the month that most people are born in. But I think it's a pretty balance because we need all of the signs. Even if you don't like Gemini, or you don't like Capricorn, we still need them.
Right. Well, I would think it's more Scorpio, more October babies.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Because of Valentine's Day.
Oh, I never thought of Valentine's. I just knew winter time. There's not a lot to do in the winter.
They're doing it all in
Is
Valentine's.
that what it is? Are October and November the heavy population?
Yeah, and the shift happens around, except for February, the shift happens around 18 where it goes into the other sign. Okay. So if you're a Cancer, that would be from June 22nd to July 22nd. Okay. You would be at Cancer realm. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of peeking I just had a few minutes to glance at Dr. Kiva's chart, but I really love the chart. It's
sweet.
Oh, yay. Okay, I want to see what makes her tick.
So I just jotted a couple things down. So you were born October 26th, and so that falls early Scorpio.
27.
Yep, I have 27th. October 20th. It's all from memory.
Right.
So yes, you are early Scorpio. So that means your sense of self would be, a lot of passion. There's some intensity. It's a water sign. So there's a lot of depth to you. I love Scorpios. And with every sign, I just want you to know that there's the higher octave. And then say like a Gemini, they're going to have negative aspects. That's the negative octave. But every sign is going to have a higher octave, higher consciousness experience of life that we want to evolve to. And then there's that lower consciousness if we don't choose that higher consciousness path. Wow. All right. So on the higher octave scale, Scorpios are very deep. You want to have passionate, intense about the things that they love. But on a lower octave, sometimes they can be maybe a little obsessive. They can be, paranoid or jealous, I guess. Maybe. I mean, that's
any of those.
No.
You did when you were younger, perhaps.
Yeah, because if there's ever anything that you feel jealous about, you're like, oh, okay, what is that about me? Let me see.
Check that.
Why is that feeling there?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, probably earlier on, a lot of Scorpios like to study things really in depth. Mm-hmm. My moon is in Scorpio, so I would know.
I know.
I write notes and notes and notes.
Is he an early Scorpio or a mid Scorpio? Is he an October Scorpio?
Who?
I thought you said your boyfriend was a Scorpio.
My moon.
Oh, your moon is Scorpio. Okay.
Cancer. My moon is in Scorpio, and I'm Taurus. Okay. So, but you're back to Dr. Kiva. Your sun is in Scorpio. Your moon is in Taurus. So this gives you a very earthy, balanced emotional state. Really, it's a fabulous place for your moon to be. With moon in Taurus, you're going to be getting your ducks in a row. Make sure you have a job earlier on. Do I have a roof over my head? It's about material things, security. Am I secure? That kind of a feel there. And your rising sign, since you're born at 12 a.m., was Leo, which I find very interesting. So Leo rising, the older you get in the older part of your life, you're going to really own that Leo rising, want to be seen, maybe bring out that creativity, which you're doing on your show here. That's that's really living out your Leo rising. So Leo rising, that means in past lives, if you choose to believe in that, you've had a deficient. You were never seen, so you're never seen, and there's a part of you that really wants to be seen. So you're going to really focus on that Leo rising because that was the deficiency in your soul.
Wow,
So,
that is
so
very cool.
yeah, so you really focusing on that Leo right now is really you moving forward in your life purpose and your path. So looking at all your planets, you actually had a lot of Libra in your chart, which I can see, which goes really well.
That's why we get along so well. And that's the October every year, I guess. That's very cool.
Yeah, you actually had, I think, 4 different planets in Libra, which was great. Since you're born at 12 a.m., that I don't know if it makes you feel like more of a night person or a morning person, but
morning.
I'm usually up at 5.
Yeah, she's morning.
I'm in bed
sleep by 10.
I'm by 8.
8:30.
I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
My Lord, ridiculous.
Nice. Okay, so when you're born early in the morning like that in the chart, a lot of your planets are below the horizon, so you're very subjective in nature, a deep thinker. Kind of let things flow. If some people are born like midday, they're more objective. A lot of your planets were also born beneath the horizon. So part of you is a very private person, and they were all shoved onto the left-hand side of the chart, which makes you very independent too. Very independent. And this lifetime, you really wanted to experience yourself as a soul.
Wow.
Your moon was stationed in the 10th house along with Saturn. So all the planets mean something, but just with your moons, we're talking about the moon, which is in Taurus, and Taurus being in, your moon being in Taurus, and Taurus ruling your 10th house of career. Career in your work was going to be very emotionally important to you. Like it's always been throughout your life. It gives you this, okay, work's great. Now I feel great about myself and life and everything's good. It gave you a sense of like security there. But Saturn being there, Saturn is the planet of our fears, our restrictions. It's where we need to do the work. So Saturn being in your 10th house of career means you would get there to wherever you wanted to be. You would have to do the work. It maybe would have hit around 28, 29, 30, just kind of like, okay, what am I doing? I have to do the work. And so that was probably a big time for you when you went through your Saturn return.
And then she becomes a doctor.
No, that's when I went to school around that age.
See? So that's very accurate.
And if you did the work, Saturn will reward you. Some people, if you don't do the work, Saturn keeps basically smacking you around until you do. So
Right. It's going to force you.
So it's like
we're going to take a little short break right here on that.
Okay, and we will be right back. This is juicy stuff.
It is.
I have questions.
I do too.
We'll be right back.
We all experience difficult times in life, and it's during these times when we need the most support that we hide ourselves from the rest of the world. Have you been missing in action? I'm here to tell you that you don't have to go it alone. MIA is a grief support group that helps remind us that we're all great, no matter the circumstances we find ourselves in. You don't have to go through life alone. We're here for you because we are you.
Tune in to blackpeople.com every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live on Roku and Facebook.
The You Endure Original Tea Infuser Bottle is offering you a cool new way to brew your tea and infuse your fruit water. The double opening makes cleaning a snap. The removable stainless steel infusers make it simple for you to brew our healthy and exotic flavors. The bottles are BPA free and double wall designed for easy handling. The locking flip top lids are also available for even more convenience. These leak-proof bottles make on-the-go drinking a snap. Try them with all of our premium organic tea flavors. You Endure. Live, love, be healthy.
And we are back with How You Livin', and our guest, Mayline Robertson, has been reading the chart, the astrology chart of Dr. Kiva. And
she's been reading me.
She's been getting read, and it is juicy. And I do have one question for you.
Or what she was going to tell us about that.
Okay, you finish that, and then we'll talk about the questions.
Oh, yeah, I was just talking about Saturn as a
Right.
It takes about 3 years to go through a house, and it was just great in your 10th chart, in your 10th house of career, and you were talking. That's when you were studying to be a doctor, and if you did the hard work, Saturn would reward you, and
That's pretty cool.
it shows up, and it's right on there.
That is awesome.
Some other little interesting things. You were born after the full moon, Dr. Kiva, just slightly after the full moon. And so that makes you in that moon phase like a very good teacher, teaching what you know. That means in past lives you've reached that zenith point, and now you're in this kind of more teaching your wisdom and your knowledge to the masses. I mean, it's so perfect there. You're
You are
part of
following your. She's following her chart, basically.
yeah, and you're part of fortune. It's the kind of where you're lucky is in the 8th house, which means 8th house kind of represents, well, you're interested in deeper study of the occult or different religions possibly, but you're actually extra lucky in kind of being this psychologist of certain people. You kind of could study the motivations of other, and you kind of have a natural knack for it, whether you wanted to dive
That
into
was my
psych-
undergrad.
Look at that. That explains so much.
My undergrad degree is psychology.
Very, very exciting. Look, you are nailing it. Okay, she's the real deal.
Yeah, then I teach yoga classes.
And she teaches what she knows, and she teaches yoga classes.
I like to teach.
Yeah.
living art 100%. I mean, I could just see it. On the descendant, so the ascendant would be that Leo. The Leo rising is your ascendant. It's how you see the world. It's how you see yourself in it. Kind of like you have a good sense of pride. But on the descendant, that rules the chart of relationships is an Aquarius. So here, you would attract a lot of unique people in your life, like a revolving door, and you love unique people,
They're
original
going
people.
through your mind right now, aren't they?
The revolving
Right.
door.
You made her giggle.
So you would attract those type of people in your life, and also you can actually look to see what would be your, like, say, a partner for you, and it would have to be someone really unique, give you someone very independent to give you your own independence as well.
Well, she answered my question.
She did.
Is there a particular sign that she'd be most compatible with?
Let's see.
Oh, it's more of a personality then.
It's like
more of a personality,
it's like a
not
whole
a
chart
sign.
thing.
Right, because their moon and their sun could be very different. Their rising could be different.
Yes. Well, you would look
That
to
makes sense.
you could look to Jupiter for the husband, which your Jupiter is in Libra. Yeah.
Look at that. Oh,
Ooh.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I ever even had a Libra.
Yeah, you have Jupiter and Venus in
I
Libra.
have two crazies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my partner is a Libra.
Look, so we're a good match as far
Yeah.
as co-hosts are concerned.
match. Yeah.
Isn't that something? That's what people say. That's what they say.
Oh,
We're yin and yang. We always say that.
I know. I need to. I'm gonna give you a call so we can finish.
Yeah, because she's got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
There's a lot more.
Exactly,
to
because
cover.
it did cover a lot of my personality.
Yeah.
One more thing, if I may add, is that you have something that's very special in your chart. It's called an Earth trine. Okay.
Ooh.
That means the planets, when you take that snapshot of the universe, they're perfectly symmetrical in a perfect triangle. An Earth trine makes you extra lucky, actually, in material, like you'd never starve to death for
That is
basic.
so cool.
You always have, if you really, material things, you're just going to be lucky at receiving them. Money, abundance, prosperity, whatever that abundance is that's important to you, you're going to attract it.
Should
very
she play the lotto?
Well, you know what's funny about that? When I used to say, "Oh, I can always get a job.
Yes.
Oh, I can always get this."
It feels so good. Like
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld, and she's never without, never lacking. That's what
I'm
it
like,
is.
"Oh, it'll come."
Yeah, so there could be water trines, fire trines, air trines, but you were born with the Earth trine. Catherine Zeta-Jones has an Earth trine.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, she married that really rich man, too.
I've seen it a few times, and I'm like, it has always held true to see that. Oh,
And
lucky.
I'm gonna hold it true this time.
Yeah, her Michael Douglas is out there somewhere.
So our producer had a question about numbers. So
Okay.
do you ever see how numbers can also be related to the astrology?
Absolutely. I do numerology alongside my astrology just to give it an extra little depth, just to make sure astrology and numerology, they kind of just follow right along with each other. It's absolutely fabulous. So, yeah.
His chart done, too. We're going to
I-
have
So
him
how does numerology even work?
Well, numbers are frequencies. There's numbers associated with every letter of the alphabet. I probably know numerology even more than astrology because that's what I
Wow.
studied before. Yeah, it gave me permission to do what I do, actually. So you would take your, let's see, you're born the 10th, right? October 27th. Let me see if I can add this really quick.
Right. I need to get my numbers done now. Shoot. I want it all. That is so cool. So she's going to come up with your numbers.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to calculate in my head here. So 1969, okay. Okay, so that's 7, 8. I'll have to double check, but
That's okay.
yeah, I think
Oh,
we're
you're
an 8.
going to be getting a call from Dr. Kiva.
I think our producer said it was 35 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh,
35?
for you.
35.
7, 8. That's what I got was at 8. I was just double checking. So I think you're a life path 8, Dr. G, which is about owning your power this lifetime. And again, it goes right hand in hand with your Earth trine because 8s are really good at managing money, especially other people's money. So you could have been a great realtor if you wanted to, maybe on the side.
CPA.
Turn the 8 around, it's the infinity sign. So if you didn't learn your life,
Oh, right. That
Being the
explains
same
so much. It really does.
Wow,
Yeah,
that gives a lot of information.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We're definitely going to need you to come back. We really will. Because this has been so enlightening.
It
I mean,
has.
gee, you just got such, I mean, that was a tease. It really was.
It was,
Because
and
there's
I'm
so
gonna
much
get more.
Yeah,
So
there's so much
I am
more.
I am hooked. I am
Yeah.
officially hooked.
I am too.
And I'm sure that our listeners are hooked too. So how can they get in contact with you so they can get all the good information I just received?
Yeah, I have a website, servingwithjoyhealer.com. I got a number. I have an assistant. I have a little bit of a wait time, but yeah, I'd love to do.
Yeah,
love to do.
there's always a waiting list, always. But it's worth it. It's worth the
This is my
wait.
passion, though. I absolutely
Getting
love
better.
it. There's nothing better I do than sitting in someone's energy and just, figuring out the energy through all these tools that are just right here. Just right here.
And who knew?
I know. I'm telling you. I can't wait. You'll be hearing from me again as well.
Okay.
So servingwithjoyhealer.com.
Yes.
And then also your
the Instagram.
Instagram is Serving with Joy Healer as well.
It is?
Serving with Joy Healer. Okay, and they can message you as well. And then they
Absolutely.
can also reach us. They can,
Yeah.
the audience can contact us so we know how to get in touch with Mayline.
Exactly, exactly. Wow, this has been very enlightening.
Very. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and congratulations again on that beautiful baby. So
Thanks.
sweet.
She had a baby when?
You can't even tell she had a brand new baby. So.
New, how new?
Yeah. How old is he?
He's about 10 months.
Okay, he's 10 months. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, you look awesome.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayline. We will be back in touch with you,
Okay.
definitely.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was so, I'm jealous. I want the world to know who I am, too. I mean, she had nothing but good stuff to say.
And I'll take it.
And it's all accurate. That's
I know.
From what I know, it's accurate.
That's why I want to
so
talk to her.
I'm very impressed.
I'm very
Yeah, I
impressed.
know you do. You got a lot to talk
I
about.
do.
Oh, my goodness. So, anything else we need to, are we done, or is there a break?
I think we're a done deal.
Is this the end?
Yeah.
All right, so what's your nugget?
Oh,
I know
my
you got
nugget.
one.
My
We
nugget.
have to have a nugget at the end of every show.
Okay, of course, I wasn't ready.
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, what's your
You want me to
nugget?
give mine is easy, very easy. In a world where you can be anything, be kind.
Oh, well, that's a good
How's
one.
that?
Okay, well, mine is there are 7 pillars to self-esteem.
Ooh.
So one is living consciously, self-acceptance, self-responsibility, self-assertiveness, living purposely, and personal integrity.
I love that. All
So
very
all
strong
about
character
self-esteem.
skills. If you have a
Exactly.
good character, you're probably going to have some strong self-esteem.
Exactly.
That's a very good nugget.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, Dr. Kiva, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
I appreciate
Always
you.
a pleasure. And
And,
how can they get in contact with us?
And you can reach us on Facebook, How You Livin. Just look for our face.
Yes.
There's quite a few on Facebook. And then on Instagram, we're How You Livin 5.
We're giving you high
Okay,
five.
that's it. So make sure you guys leave us a message. You can also put a request in if you want to see something in particular.
Exactly. We're here for you.
Yes, we are. So we hope you're living well. In the meantime, we're going to ask you,
How you living?